Okay, welcome back. Happy 300th video, happy 200th subscriber. Wanted to drop in and check with y'all. Been getting a little tied up, and I am pleased to say that we've made 300 videos, have 200 subscribers. And I'm humbled and I'm grateful. If you're someone that is subscribed to the channel and you enjoy just kind of checking in and goofing off on this hobby channel and listen to me talk about whatever, then your ace is in my book. You know, this started off as just something to do during the pandemic to kill some free time, and we're still doing it, so it's pretty fun. It's still fun. Alright, so here we are. We are at Duke's Lady Killer Casino, and I thought for this vid we would just goof off and play some slots while we talked about whatever. Unfortunately, so there's two locations where you can do slots. There's here in the Lady Killer. There's a couple of rooms where you can do it. This one is the least annoying. The most casino sounding, I suppose. The only thing is there's that rumbling in the distance. But, you know, whatever, we can deal with that. Alright, so, should we do this one here by the Duke Nukem, steroid mobile? Yeah, the implication is that if you hit the jackpot on one of these slots, that you win that car. Now, the jackpot, I have never hit the jackpot on the slot machines in Duke Nukem Forever. I've gotten triple sevens, I've gotten triple bells, triple bar, triple cherry, never the triple nuclear symbol, which would pay out. That's the jackpot. It pays out. It only lets you play one coin at a time. But it pays out 800. Now, I do remember seeing, there was a video on YouTube a few years ago. I remember I was looking to see if anyone actually hit the jackpot playing the slots in Duke Nukem Forever, if anyone had ever tried to do it. And someone, I think they tried to do it, but they just kept going and going, and they weren't recording. And when they did finally hit it, they turned on the camera and showed what the payout looked like, and that they had it on the slot, on the pay line. But they didn't capture the moment where they hit it, which is a bummer. So, who knows? It's 300 videos, 200 subscribers, maybe we'll get lucky. So, go ahead and start spinning. And admittedly, I did one of these already, recorded everything I'm about to say, and went on for like 40 minutes and didn't hit anything big. You know, got a couple triple bars, but no jackpot, which is fine. Still haven't hit the jackpot. No triple sevens, not even triple bells though. Yeah, I should at least get triple bells, but I would rather have like triple sevens or the jackpot. But I believe this slot machine, like a real-life slot machine, the odds are severely, unlikely that you hit the jackpot on the slot. So let's go ahead and jump into where we are. We'll treat this as something like not just a celebration, but an update as well. We're still going to be doing plenty of retro games. I think I finally resolved that minor technical issue with my Captress. The Captress is fine. It doesn't need any repairs. It was actually just a hookup problem between the Captress and my TV, and I think I got it fixed. So we can still do retro NES cartridges on the NES Captress, the HDMI modded NES. You know what might be kind of fun is to find a little casino games compilation on the 360 and order that. Do some of those. Might be fun to do, like, you know, poker, you know, No Limit Texas Hold'em, more slots, blackjack, Keno, Pai Gow, Spanish 21, whatever. I'm sure there's some really good casino games, virtual casinos on the 360 that we can get cheaper, so we'll look into that. Also, now that I know that I can do Switch games and get them captured, I was thinking picking up a physical copy of the AVGN Adventures on the Switch. He sells it, it's only like 40 bucks, AVGN Adventures 1 and 2. And we could do that, we'll see how that goes. So that's in the works. Might also take a look and see if the Switch library has a couple of NES games. I thought it would be really fun to do. Final Fight 2 and Pitfall the Mayan Adventure. Those are a couple of my favorite SNES games. They're not on the SNES Mini Classic, unfortunately, and I don't have an HDMI modded SNES, so I can't do them as of yet. But if they're available on the Switch library, and maybe even Sunset Riders, because I do have a very soft spot for the game. It's one of maybe like 3 or 4 games that I wish I was better at. And over the years, every once in a while, I say, well, we got triple bar, but it's not the triple double bar. But every few years, every like 3 or 4 years, like like clockwork. You know, I say, okay, this is I'm going to set aside some time to get good at Sunset Riders and finally beat it. And I never do. I always get halfway through it and I hit a wall. So, we got some big ideas. We'll get around to them. Ah, triple cherry. All right. Okay, so we've gotten triple cherry. We've gotten triple bar. Maybe we'll get triple double bar, but I really hope we get at least triple bell or triple seven. Now time for the big news. So those of you that are regulars on this channel know that I am a competitive long-distance runner. I started competing at the ripe age of 38 after losing all the weight during the pandemic in middle distance races. And my first season, I did really well. 5Ks, 10Ks, did an 8K, you know, had some top 3 finishes. Age bracket championships, won some prize money. And then this time last year, you know, the goal was to have another strong running season at the age of 39. And, you know, started off, did really well at a local 2-mile race, took 3rd overall, then at a pretty big 5K in my Metro Hartford area, took 2nd overall at a race in April. And then after that, the goal was originally going to be to conclude with the Hartford Half Marathon and run a sub-90 half marathon. And then I noticed you know, after the off season and early into the racing season, that the Hartford, you know, the big race, the Hartford Marathon and Half Marathon, was 3 days after my 40th birthday. So I decided, you know what, we're going to try and go for the big one. We're going to try and, since I'm turning 40, I'm going to do the Hartford full marathon. And, you know, since I'll get an extra 5 minutes in my age bracket for getting a Boston Marathon qualifying time. So I ran my first marathon last October, just 3 days after turning 40. And I did not have a great race. You know, I was on pace for a sub 3-hour marathon. There's another triple cherry. But then at you know, you know, the half marathon mark, I think I hit the half marathon mark at 1 hour 28 minutes, which was good. But then at mile 20:21, you know, I quote unquote hit the wall. My splits crashed. I had to walk a couple times, and instead of doing a you know, 3 hours, it took me about 3 hours and 7. It took me exactly 3 hours 7 minutes 38 seconds. Still good enough because my Boston qualifying time had to be under 3 hours 10 minutes, but it was only under it by 2 minutes 22 seconds, which may not be good enough for the to make the second cut. Now the good news is a Boston Marathon qualification cycle goes from September to September of the following year. So since this was done in October, I've been sitting on a Boston Marathon qualifying time for the last 5 months, and you know, I've learned my lessons. I know what I need to do to get better. I've been working real hard in the off season, training twice as hard, or maybe not twice as hard, but about 30% as hard, or 30% harder. Instead of doing 10-mile runs 5 days a week, I'm doing at a 6:40 pace, 6:35, 6:40 pace. I'm doing anywhere from 10 to 15 miles, usually about 13 or 14, 5 days a week at a 6:35, 6:40 pace. And so as a result, we're going to have kind of a lighter year in terms of competition. We're going to do one 5-mile race in mid-March, so it's coming up in a couple weeks. That's a local one. I use it to kickstart the season. And then after that, we're just doing a half marathon at the end of spring, a half marathon at the beginning of summer. And then I am signed up for, I handpicked this marathon because I thought it would give me the best chance of getting a low 3-hour time. It's called the Sri Chimnoy Marathon. I'll be doing it in mid-August. It's in upstate New York. It's a smaller marathon. I found this website called mymarathon.com, and they have a full calendar of every marathon and whether or not they're certified for Boston qualification, how many people run it, where it is, and when it is. But also, they list the topography. They classify it as either being, you know, very hilly, somewhat hilly, mostly flat, very flat, downhill. And this one is pancake flat. It's classified as very flat. And it's a 3-mile loop around a lake. You do it 9 times. And it's very flat. It's at 7 in the morning, so in mid-August it can be a bit on the humid side. But we are training. We are going to give it our all. And I believe that this is going to be I believe that we're going to shave 3-4 minutes off of our marathon time, and we're going to use that to springboard us into the Boston Marathon. I do believe it's going to happen. You know, the Boston Marathon, unlike the other 6 world major marathons, you know, New York City, Chicago, London, Berlin, and Tokyo, there's no lottery to get in. You have to get in with a really good time. So this is my shot, and I feel very confident about it. You know, training's going good. We still got 6 months to get where, you know, to that next level so that we're ready for this marathon in August. And after August, we only have to wait a month before we find out whether or not we're going to make the cut into Boston. Admittedly, some of the pressure is relieved because I do have my Boston qualifying time from last October that's still good. I'd like a better one. And also, as long as I do it in under 3 hours and 20 minutes, I'll also be able to participate in the Chicago Marathon, another world major marathon in 2025. So, if all goes well in this season, in 2025 we'll be able to do both the Boston Marathon and the Chicago Marathon, 2 of the 6 world major marathons. It's very exciting. This is a very exciting time for me. So we're just going to keep training and working hard and giving it everything we got. And for those of you who are wondering why the Boston Marathon, it's the oldest one in the world. There's so much tradition and prestige that comes with it, and it is getting really, really hard to qualify for. The qualification standard time in the last 10 years has gotten tighter by a good 10 minutes, and some are predicting that for the 2026 qualification cycle, they might trim another 5 minutes off, which would be devastating for a lot of runners. It would really kind of represent that last cut that separates really good amateur runners from, you know, absolute phenoms. So I'd like to get in this time. I believe this is my best shot. And if we do get in to the Boston Marathon in 2025, we'll start doing some interesting, we'll still be doing retro game content. There we go, 3 cherries again. But we'll also do some fitness content as well. Training, getting ready for the marathon, you know, some of the things about it that make it special. Triple bar, triple single bar. Maybe we can get triple double bar. Only pays off 10 for the triple single bar. This machine is not paying off, by the way. I'm having pretty lousy luck. Oh, never, just as I say that, triple sevens. All right. Maybe we can get triple bells too. Should we leave it on triple sevens and try a different machine? Or we'll just keep going with this one? I'd like to hit triple bells too. So anyway, that's what's going on with me. I'll keep you apprised of how I do in competition. The 2 half marathons I'm doing are going to be mostly just for getting my fitness where, you know, gauging where I am 2 months out from the marathon. They're both about 2 months. One is in late May, the other's in early June. So they're both within 3 months of the marathon in August that I'm doing. We're not going to smoke everyone. We're going to, you know, run a sub 90 and basically just to make sure we can do 90 minutes comfortably or 89 minutes without feeling completely blown up. Because for the marathon, we're going to need to do 90 minutes comfortably before we really dig into it. As I learned at the Hartford Marathon, mile 20 and 21, that's when things really get tough. You know, I've learned that I started off too fast. I probably should have gone more conservative for the first half. I hit the first half at 1 hour and 28 minutes. I probably should have paced myself so that I hit it comfortably. Oops, pause it on accident. Hit it comfortably at about 90, maybe even 91 minutes. But yeah, you do the Boston Marathon, it's bragging rights for life. That animation of Duke rolling the coin across his knuckles is pretty cool. It's a cute trick that anyone can do with a little practice. A bigger coin helps, though. Ah, so close. I want to win the steroid mobile. So now let's talk a little bit about casinos and such. I am not a fan. I absolutely abhor gambling. I think casino games are fun, don't get me wrong, but the thought of actually playing casino games for money is dreadful to me because I'm well aware of what gambling does to the brain and how it affects human behavior. when I was in the Navy, submarine force, Groton, New London, we had Foxwoods and Mohegan Sun, a couple of really big casinos not far from the sub base. And there were some guys on my boat that were there, you know, twice a week or more, hitting up blackjack. And sometimes they came home with a lot of money. Other times, you know, they would go weeks where they couldn't afford to get a haircut or pay for their driving. Never had enough money for cigarettes or whatever. Triple bar. Also, I am absolutely fascinated. It is a strange world we live in today. Gambling with, it used to be frowned upon, but now it's everywhere. The internet really opened the door for gambling. I watch European club football, and it's astonishing to me that so many of the teams have on their, you know, jersey, their biggest sponsor is a gambling website. And you also see gambling websites, you know, being a primary sponsor for the matches, the football matches themselves. If you watch American football, you'll see commercials for gambling. Even if you watch NFL football in the United States, they have like Win Terry Bradshaw's Money, and it's basically sports gambling. You see commercials for gambling all the time. One, you really shouldn't partner, you know, sports and gambling commercially. It's just a bad idea. It makes the sport look like its integrity is compromised. But also, particularly with the club football, you know, you have kids that love watching club football and look up to these players, and they like to wear the jerseys. And you're basically promoting gambling to them. I mean, why not try and sell them cigarettes and drugs and alcohol at the same time? It's a very risky vice. Maybe I'll link in the pinned comment, maybe I'll link a video, but one channel I've been watching lately is Online Gambling Highlights. A guy who's made a very good business model on YouTube, finding, you know, going through Twitch streams or Discord servers and finding persons that, like Aiden Ross, who, you know, do high-stakes gambling at that online casino stakes, and just blowing through thousands of dollars at a time at the blackjack table and live streaming it and absolutely freaking out when things aren't going well. You know, and it's just the psychology of someone who's chasing a loss is astonishing. You know, you see them, you know, they're playing maybe 2 or 3 hands of blackjack. Next thing you know, they're down thousands of dollars, and they open up to like 5, 6 hands. And they're just begging the dealer to bust so they can, you know, get that big hit. And, you know, they're freaking out. The dealer, like, pulls all the right cards to screw the player. And it's just, man, it's unreal, you know, gambling and the way people are taken in by it. Like, I like casino games. I like playing them, you know, in video game form. It's really fun because there's no stakes. Ah, there we go. Triple double bar. All right, let's get that triple bell. We've got triple cherries, triple double bar, triple single bar, triple sevens. Let's get triple bell. See if we can get either triple bell. I don't think we're going to get the jackpot, but we're going to keep feeding the machine money. Triple single bar. All right, this is a lucky machine. We've gotten everything except triple bell and triple and jackpot. Yeah, gambling just used to be something that was on a handful of Native American reservations, Mississippi riverboats, a cruise ship when it got into international waters, Atlantic City, Reno, Nevada, Las Vegas, But now it's everywhere. It's just kind of a far cry of where we used to be and where we are now. Same thing with marijuana. You know, it used to be illegal. Now it feels like there's a dispensary and a vape store on every street corner. A coworker of mine, her son is a businessman, and well, he's a young entrepreneur, and he got a business loan, opened up a vape shop right down the street, so he could be his own boss and run his own store. I mean, good for him. You know, he's in the right business. Vape shops seem to be everywhere. Triple double bar. All right. This machine is paying off. Still hoping for that triple bell or that jackpot. For those of you that have been to a casino, have you ever actually seen, and almost hit the jackpot, have you ever actually seen someone hit the jackpot on slots? My father had a friend, his name was Lou, and he was a real nostalgiac for all things 1950s, the nifty 50s, and he was very mechanically inclined. He used to restore old gas pumps from the 1950s, old slot machines from the 50s. They were called one-armed bandits. Another triple double bar. And he even restored a couple of 57 Vidz, Chevrolet Corvettes. And I went over, my dad took me over to his house a couple times, and he had a couple of those, you know, restored one-armed bandits slot machines in his living room, and, you know, he let me play. He wouldn't let me pull the lever just because it wore out the mechanism, but it did have a button you could also press, just like the one Duke's pressing here to spin. And he kept the, you know, tray full of quarters, and I believe he counted it to see how many spins it took before it finally hit a jackpot. And it was something like, you know, 300,000 or 400,000, maybe more. But if you're in a casino, it must be the most frustrating thing in the world to see someone hit the jackpot on a slot machine, because you're thinking, oh man, that could have been me, that should be me, but it's not. If I had been the one to pick that machine, it would have been me. Alright, triple cherries. More good luck. Casinos, of course, famous for pumping oxygen into the room to keep people awake so they don't want to leave. Also, very bright lights, the flashing, you know, the chimes. It's all psychologically engineered to you know, give your brain those dopamine hits so that you want to keep playing. You know, even when you're flushing your money. So close. But yeah, I just wanted to touch base with you all, let you know what's going on with me, with the channel. We're still going to be doing retro games. In fact, I was thinking the next one might be Mega Man X on the SNES Classic. I've been playing it quite a bit, and I've gotten pretty good at it. Maybe good enough to put a fairly competent run together, maybe in 2 parts. So, you know, we got some content coming, I promise. I've been, you know, the winter is gloomy, and I'm glad it's almost over. This is the time of year where I feel, you know, most alive, where I feel like, you know, because we got racing season, we got good weather coming, all that fun optimism of summer and going out. Winter, especially here in Connecticut, is so gloomy. Here We got the competitive racing season coming up, even though we're taking it kind of light this time, but I'm still very excited about the races that we are doing and, you know, the build-up of doing this marathon in August. So there's a lot to feel good about right now. Except, of course, for this slot mission. We did already hit the 777, though, which was nice. I want the triple bells. Is everybody doing okay? You know, it's something that I think is always polite to ask. I hope you have some really good plans for spring and summer, some stuff you want to do. You know, make sure you get out, make sure you have fun with the people that you care about. Go out and meet up with friends, go out and meet a girl or meet a boy or whatever. Maybe there's a concert you want to go to or a beach you want to spend a day at, you know, whatever it is. Don't waste, you know, you only get so many summers in your life, you know, so many springs and summers. Don't let them go to waste. Make sure you enjoy them, take advantage of them. There's good times to be had. Almost got another 777. So what the heck, a few more spins and then we'll call it a night. The game's just toying with me right now. Not gonna give me that jackpot. We may at some point do a video where we just spend an hour spinning and trying to hit that jackpot. This isn't it though. This is just a catch-up video and celebrating video number 300, subscriber number 200. Talking about what's going on. And those of you that have watched me play the Duke Nukem Forever games know that I love the pinball machine. Maybe I'll goof up with pinball later. Oops. Paused again. Oh, so close. The slots is okay. It's just a basic slot game. It's too bad they didn't make a... Because with Duke Nukem Forever, they had the DLC, the scientist, or the doctor who cloned me. The scientist who cloned me. I always get the name wrong. But they could have made like just a Duke Nukem casino games where you just go around the lady killer playing some casino games. They didn't do that, which is unfortunate. It would have been a really cool idea. But nevertheless, we'll find a casino game compilation on the 360 and we'll mess around with that, and that'll be fun. Alright, so what do you say? A couple more spins? Spoken like a true gambling addict. We'll get 5 more since we just hit the triple bar. Spin 1. Spin 2. teasing me. It wants me to, just like a real slot machine or a real casino game, it wants me to think that I'm so close to that elusive jackpot, but we all know it's just an illusion. The jackpot is so hard to hit. And I think this is my last spin, maybe one more. Alright, here we go. Last spin. Come on, triple bell. Alright, one more. Since we were so close to the jackpot. Alright. So, we did hit the 777s, though. And paid out at 80, so that was nice. Alright. No jackpot, no Duke Nukem steroid car for us. So, we're going to go ahead, we're going to stop here. Once again, thank you so much for subbing, hanging out. I love you, and we'll talk again soon. I'll let you know how I did at the 5 mile race coming up in a couple weeks.